are live! What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever! Woo! We got an exciting show tonight, a return guest, and one that has a lot of stuff to share with you, so it's going to be an action-packed episode. He is fantastic. He is the author of this beautiful book you see behind me here, as well as the sequel that I need to get and read, and the soon-to-come-out third book in the series that we will be revealing the cover for live on this stream. And he's got a giveaway to do. He's got all sorts of awesome things that he's going to be talking to us about. So without further ado, who's here? That's right, it's my friend S.S. Fitzgerald. Every time I do that, my dog starts barking because he thinks this is the real doorbell. How's it going, man?
It's going great, man. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm even more excited that this is the reason why I'm back with you.
Heck yeah, dude. I'm excited too. It's always fun to chat with you, but you've got so many exciting things to talk about. So, yeah, I'm just pumped. We got a full house already. We got a lot of people in here. Let's shout out some of our friends. We got... let's see. Tim McKay is here. He's saying hi to Mark, which we'll shout out Mark in a minute. But Tim McKay, awesome indie author and Bearded Book Beast channel member, as well as Mark from Mark's Book Lounge. What's up? Whitedale is here. We got a lot of DVS peeps in here, DVS fans and DVS members. I know that countdown. It takes a while for me to get ready, man. I gotta stretch it out. Get ready. You're lucky I didn't sing and make it take even longer. Ellen Holmes is here. Woo! I like that. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Little Ric Flair there. Josh from Already Overbooked is here. What's up, Josh? Thanks for being here. DVS member Blake Myers is here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's the same person you do, Blake, my fellow Michigan fan. Which, if anyone besides Blake likes Michigan, I do have a Michigan channel now, too, if anyone wants to check that out. Oh, Mark, I already shouted you out. Hold on. We got official OEM. Yay. Who's not excited? We all are. Yes, Josh, I do need to stop slacking, I know. I agree. Let's see. Keys is here. What's up, Keys? Good to see you, man. Let's see, we got Jim Akos is here. What's up? Hey, Bill is here. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Corlag is here. We got, and yes, he does have an awesome name. It is pretty sweet. Let's see. Josh, get out of here with your Florida's got it this year. All right. We got an awesome group in here, and remember, if you're hanging out and you just like to listen, chill, if you think of any questions, be sure to put them in the comments, and I will ask S.S. Fitzgerald, our good friend here, Sean. I will ask him. And also for everybody, whether you're watching this live or on replay, we appreciate you, and make sure you look in the description box below. I've got links to Sean's website, all of his books, so be sure to check all of that out, as well as the DVS website, so check that out as well. All right, man. So here we go. You got a lot of things that you need to talk about. Now that I'm done talking, I'll give you the floor to start off with whatever you would like.
Yeah, so I have a ton of great news, and I'll even say that if you guys stick around for the very end, I have something for everybody who's listening to this. So I'm going to start with a little bit of bad news, though. So originally, I was planning on always pumping out 2 books every year for Alone Together, and it is absolutely feasible. I actually have 2 books ready to go for this year. That being said, I was looking at the way readers just go through series, and it just doesn't make sense to release 2 books back to back. I think Factions got lost in like the excitement from book 1, so I'm just going to reel it back a little bit. So unfortunately, book 4 is going to come out next year. My pacing's not changing though, so I'm already working on book 5. I'm halfway through book 5, nice. And it's going to stay a 12-book series. So with that being said, I'll talk about this a little bit later, but every 4 books is essentially a season. So if you are trying to pace yourself out, you can get the first 4 books, and that's essentially a season, with the last book being like the season finale before it escalates even worse into the next season.
I love it, man. I think there's nothing wrong with that, and especially because you're ahead of the game, so we know there's always more books coming. So I think that that's good, and I get what you're saying. I think there is something to that. Like, there's just so much out there, and yeah, it's tough. I mean, you just got to think it through and see how it goes. I mean, you could, although Molly McCabe, another awesome indie author, she says no, give them all right now. She says.
Yeah, and
And
it's
Josh
funny
is
that
pumped.
Molly's
Can't wait.
it's funny that Molly's in there because right before the release for book 3 is going to come out, I'm going to have a one-on-one session with Molly, and we're going to
Yeah,
do like a little compare contrast with our novels
that's
because
awesome.
they're very similar in certain ways, and then they're drastically different in a lot of ways. So I really look forward to that. It's fun having fellow authors that are in the post-apocalyptic
Hmm.
horror genre, and I'm a big fan of both of them. Always the first one plays out for both of us.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yep. Yes. Very good. Very good stuff. Let me see here. All right. I was just gonna tell Mark. Yes. Anyone else who has all Alone Together on the shelf, grab it and read it. It's very, very good. You should
awesome.
definitely do it.
I'm
And
gonna,
yes,
I'm
Keys,
gonna talk to Mark.
Keys, you're gonna want to after you're done with this video. Yeah. For a second, Sean, your mic cut out for like a second. I don't know
Uh,
why. It sounds good now, so I don't know.
Still
I don't
looking
know
for
why
some
it did
things
that,
out
but
yet.
but
Uh,
I'll let you know if it happens again.
awesome, awesome. So before we get into anything else, I do want to say because we have so many DBS authors joining
Hmm.
us right now, and Blake can make fun of me for saying this incorrectly. We have a nonprofit that we've officially got kicked off with the Dark Veil Society. So the Dark Veil Society, conglomerate of horror authors, we kind of just support each other, give each other a little bit of feedback, and we decided, the best thing we can do is help children, right? Bring out the future readers, the future writers. So Walpurgis Words for Literacy is our nonprofit, and you can go out there right now. You can donate. It's a 501c nonprofit organization. So if you're into taxes, you can write it off in your taxes.
There we go.
And I'll share a little short story. I didn't realize that we had an official minute chat, and you have to have the minutes. And I didn't realize I was in that chat when I
Oh
responded.
man.
So when they elected me in one of the positions, I said, "Oh, I have power. What box do I check for war with France?" And Blake had to remind me, "We now have to record this in the minutes because it's official." Like,
We have to put that in there.
I'm fine with that.
Oh man, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So pretty exciting stuff. After we're done here, I'll make sure to put links to that in the description box as well. I don't have that in there yet, but I will get it in there. So if you're live, come back afterwards and check it out. And if you're on replay, it should be in there already. Let's see. Maybe let's do a quick before we get into anything else. Well, first, here we go. Keys says thank you for your service. He can tell that, and yes, you are seeing correctly. He is an armed forces service member, so he says thank you for your service.
I'm currently,
Um,
for the record, anybody listening,
right?
no.
Yeah, yeah. Not a current, but it doesn't matter. You always are, right?
Yeah, I mean, I sterilized my uniform so that people weren't like, "Oh, you're trying to rep." So don't have my rank, don't have my name tapes on.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
actually role playing as one of my characters from Alone Together, so it's a
Ah, dude, you have
close
so many
spot.
cool role playing costumes.
I
Ah,
appreciate that.
you got some sweet ones, man. Um, let's see. Jim asked a good question. I was thinking we should talk about this real quick. For anybody that finds us that didn't see our first interview together or hasn't heard of your books, why don't you just quick tell them what kind of Alone Together is about in general? I know we're going to talk about the series more later on, but
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Sean Fitzgerald. I write as SS Fitzgerald. You can probably put together that the S stands for Sean, so no big surprise there. Alone Together is a post-apocalyptic horror series. It is a 12-book planned series. Starts with a general set of chaos. People don't know what's going on. You think it's a normal zombie outbreak, and as the story evolves, you realize one, these aren't zombies. Two, something else is going on, and the world is constantly changing, and that's what book 3 really escalates, is that change in the world. So book 1, 2, you're still thinking, oh, it's zombies, infected, it's like 28 days later, but there's a very heavy sci-fi element, which is, if you pick up book 1 and you read the prologue, I tell everybody, I understand that's a very weird prologue. It's intentional, and all my prologues are very intentional that way.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. And I've read book 1, and a lot of people in here have too. Probably read book 2 because they're further along than I am. But it's very good, so you will definitely enjoy it. Let's see, we got Sarah New is in here as well. Thanks for being in here, Sarah. Appreciate it. There we go. So back to the nonprofit. How did you guys decide to get into that, and how did you decide on the cause that you chose?
I have to give a lot of the credit mostly to Blake. He's the one who feeds into a lot of the extracurricular activities that Dark Veil Society pushes out. And I think it really just boils down to, we're writers and we want to support the reading community, but we are all generally parents. I know Blake is, I know Molly is, I am, and our future are our kids. So literacy is very important, and we just wanted to support that. So I think that was a no-brainer cause for us to choose.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. That's something that I've always had in the back of my mind that I would love to do. A lot of us would love to do stuff with that on our channels and through our books and everything, is to just get more kids into reading. And I feel like there's a lot of kids slipping through the cracks from being a teacher myself, and having kids and knowing their friends and stuff. Like it's a big thing. So I think that's really amazing what you guys are doing. It's pretty awesome stuff. I love it. Jim had another question. I would say your books are they're not like super short, but they're not like huge, like 1,000-page books. So like they're quick reads and they're really good. So I don't know. Do they get longer as they go? Have you noticed?
So my preference for word count is somewhere between 80 to 100,000 words.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think for a horror novel, that's generally where the length fits for me. Now, that being said, if you get the hardcover edition, they're longer because in the back I include short stories, and the short stories in the hardcovers are all in universe. So, like book 1, if you get the hardcover, you get a section of soldiers that are actually talked about in the storyline, a sniper team that's sent to help the governor before they realize it's zombies, and you get to see their perspective, and you get to see a couple of the police officers that are handling what they initially think are protests happening. Anybody who's brand new to this, I based a lot of this off the end of my service when I was a captain in the Army, and I was serving through COVID, and during COVID we also had multiple riots that were unrelated to COVID, and we were trying to handle all that. So I just decided this is such a realistic way to write this story, so that's how a lot of book 1 was written.
That's awesome. And I was just going to say the same thing that Molly said. You can get signed hardcovers or paperbacks at the Crafty Bookstore. So there you go. I'll be sure to link that. I have not linked the Crafty Bookstore down there yet, but that's where I got my paperback from. They do a good job. But I should have got the hardcover. I totally forgot it has the short stories in it. I'm getting that. I'm gonna have to get 1 again in hardcover, and 2 and 3.
So I'm an equal opportunist when it comes to my short stories, and I share them on my website too. So
oh
I don't want to cheat anybody who like they really wanted the story, but
yeah.
hard on cash. So if you want, you can go out there on my website. I have a blog and I have a bunch of short stories there. I don't tell you where they fall in the storyline though. So some of the stories are snippets from different areas, and a lot of that is so that you get to piece it together as a reader.
Yes, that's cool. But I mean, come on now, look at this cover. Who doesn't want a hardcover sitting on their shelf of this bad boy? Look at that. Yes, that's right. Those are silhouettes of characters and a city on fire. Brilliant covers, man. I can't wait to show everybody the new one and later on. What were you going to say, though?
I was going to say not just a city. That is the skylight to Tallahassee, which I'm a Tallahassee resident here in Florida. And if you're familiar with it, you can see all the important buildings in our downtown area in the city.
That's so cool, man. Look at that. That's awesome. Love it. All right, very cool. Well, there we go. Molly says her hardcover is going to be in on Monday. Boom. Let's see. Jose is here, another DVS member. What's up, Jose? Thanks for being here, my friend.
Yeah, I have to shout out Jose because if you get either paperback or hardcover, the spine art actually is made by Jose. It's
Oh,
a
really?
set of pillars. So if you line them up,
Yeah.
you can see the pillars slowly start to degrade over time.
Oh, come on, camera, pick it up.
It's very
That's
light.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it just fine with my eyes, but does not want to pick it up on there, does it? It
Yeah.
looks good. It looks good. So that's pretty cool. So as the books go on, they degrade more.
Yeah.
The pillars. That's cool. That is very cool. Jeff from Jeff's Bookshelf is here. What's up, man? An awesome social media booktuber as well. Blake is shocked by this. He's learning something today.
There we go.
I did see the pillar on the side, but since I only have the first book, I didn't realize. Uh, Sean has secrets.
I sure do.
Oh man. So how has everything been going since the last time we talked? I know you're working on book 5 already, so you're just rolling with the writing. Um, what can you share with us about kind of like the process, how things have been going from book to book? Do you feel like you've been happy with how everything's going? Do you feel like you're really getting down? I feel like you're really good at the marketing thing. At least from an outside source watching, I feel like you're really nailing the marketing stuff.
You know, it's a fine line you have to walk between being annoying and marketing. And I think a lot of it just comes down to knowing people like you, honestly. I actually told my presentation with Bald and Balding that the worst part of setting all this up is there's so many awesome people I want to support, and I just don't have enough hours in the day to write, work, and support everybody, along with personal things like raising a family. But that's last in the priority list.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Squeeze that in when you can. Write us some more books.
Exactly. To answer your question, though, overall in the series, it's going great. I know exactly how everything's going to map out. I have the end in sight, but the issues that I'm running into is it's emotionally taxing as certain key elements are happening. Like if you're paying attention through, especially the first 4 books, I've laid the breadcrumbs to what's happening to some characters in the future, and it's as I reach those moments, it's harder and harder for me to like actually write the scene because like I feel for these characters and
Right.
bad things have to happen, right?
Right, exactly. That's true. Family first. You have a beautiful wife. Is that your wife?
That is my sister.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say this has got to be somebody in your family. If it wasn't, that would be really funny if it's just somebody you didn't know. But oh, that's awesome.
Stalking me on Facebook.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Well, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I imagine, especially when you have a long series planned and you create these characters, you give them life, and you with your writing style as a reader, you really bring them to life. I can't wait to see how they come to life even more down the road. But as the creator of them, when you know some bad things are coming, I'm sure that's hard to write that because you put a lot of effort into creating these characters and making them live on the page, and when you gotta snuff them out, I'm sure it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've attached so much emotions to some of them that when I write the scenes that happen, I have to walk away from my computer for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Weak as that may sound to somebody who's never gone through this journey before. And I hope that because I'm experiencing that emotion in real time, that anybody who's invested in the story, that they experience it as well, even if it's painful, right? But that's the entire
Oh yeah.
point of like what we're trying to explore. And for anybody who's brand new to this, Alone Together is a deep exploration, despite being a horror and fictional, into trauma that different people experience, be it civilians, military, law enforcement, firefighters. We all carry this, and that's what I wanted to bring out in this, is that when we write these situations, these aren't just, cardboard cutouts that are being cut down. These are people that had families, that had people relying on them, and I wanted you to feel that in the series every time,
Oh, yeah.
a character gets written off, even if they're a minor character.
Yeah. No, and I think you did do that. I feel like a lot of the characters are relatable in some way or another, whether it's that kind of stuff or just the things that they do or how they feel or think. I think you did a great job of making it feel very realistic, especially for a post-apocalyptic story. Sometimes it can get a little lost in the weeds when you're reading certain ones, but I feel like yours felt very grounded, and you were able to really relate to the characters and put yourself in their shoes, which I think was, really well done.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course, man.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna.
do have some great news for everybody who's currently listening to us. If you want to jump over into that topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I always like to do book giveaways. So right now, I have one method to enter the giveaway. Now, I'm only going to choose one winner, and it's only going to be one book, but you get to enter twice, so you increase your odds. The first way is you can go over to my Substack, and on my pinned post, subscribe and comment, "I want to survive," and that'll be your first entry. As of right now, I also have a post up on Instagram for the book giveaway. If you find it and you tell me in a comment which book you want to win, that'll be the book that you end up getting when I select your name. So the cool thing here is if you're brand new to the series, you can choose to win book one, and then you don't have to buy book one, you can buy the rest of the series. Or if you're a hardcore reader and you're already caught up on the series, you can choose the new one that's coming out here in June, and you'll get the new book. And of course, it'll be a hardcover, so you get the special edition version with all the short stories in the back.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Very cool, man. So you guys heard it here. Get on that. Um, so it's pretty awesome, man, that you're doing that. I think that that's just another thing that you are really good at is finding ways to bring people to your work and get them excited about it. Because I have not heard anybody who's jumped in and read your books. They love them and they're just excited in general. But you keep finding new ways to bring more people in, and I think that's such a huge part of this process that you have figured out. You know, you wish that you could just write the book, put it out there, and do nothing else. But unfortunately, there's just so much. You gotta find other things to do. So I say kudos to you, and that's gonna get people pumped.
Uh, well, if you think that's pumped later on, I have a bunch more information for you guys. So don't want to get too ahead, but there's a lot more coming than just little giveaways.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, well, we are at the 23-minute right now, guys. When we get to 30 minutes, we'll do the cover reveal. Does that sound good?
That sounds perfect for me. Then I will jump ahead if that's the
Yeah,
situation.
go ahead, man.
So I have a media team that is assembled, and they will be receiving a unveiling box. And I'm going to share real quick the box that they will be receiving. They're going to receive this pretty cool Alone Together themed box.
Look at that
All their
box.
goodies are going to be in here. I'm not going to go into what's in here because that's their fun stuff. But I will say that if you watch their unboxing, they're also going to get a discount code that they can share with their followers. So if you find them, you watch it, you get that discount code, and you can use that at our DVS website. Which leads me to that next point. DVS has a merch site, so you can pull really cool merchandise. Like this is my green hoodie that's out there.
Oh, that's
You can get
awesome.
DVS themed merchandise. Coffee mugs, things of that nature. And through the months, as more people come out with their own versions, you'll be able to find an author that you really like and get little merchandise based on the novels that you like. So I'm up there right now. You have DVS generic brands out there, and there will be more coming in the months as well.
Oh, dude, that is so cool. Well, everybody's getting pumped here, so we're getting pumped about the cover reveal, the boxes, all the things. And just so that if anybody, just so that I can get ahead of this, when you start seeing people posting things and unboxing these boxes, and then you think, wait, didn't I see him on Chris's show? Why would Chris not help him out and do this? Well, that is because I missed the message. It's my fault, not Sean's. We do like each other, so he would have given me one if I would have noticed. But I didn't reach out to him for like 6 weeks, and it was a little too late at that point. So just so you guys know, it's all my fault that you're not going to see me unbox one. But I can't wait to see the other people do it, man. That's a sweet box. I agree here. Official OEM says that box. I know, it's beautiful. And they got the hoodie, the same hoodie you were just shown. There we go. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Heck yeah. Molly's waiting for the DVS bikini.
Oh no, it's posted. So yes,
Oh, it is on there? Oh,
it is.
man.
We have a DVS themed bikini. So if you want to get out there, sun's out, guns out, just in time for
All
summer,
right,
you can get
sweet.
your tan on.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Rod Gilly is here, another awesome indie author and booktuber. Thanks for being here, Rod. We appreciate you, my friend. Let's see. I know, for shame, for shame. I agree. Uh, let's see. DVS asparagus. Oh man.
Can you imagine what that'd be like? Because we're all horror authors, so it'd have to be disgusting, right?
Oh yeah, it would for sure. It would for sure. Let's see. Yes, and here I agree with LN. Your marketing tactics are genius. Uh, and thanks for being here, man. Rod said that his wife was out of town. Come on, comment pop up. She called him 2 minutes before 6, but he got in here ASAP. We appreciate that, man. Speed through that conversation and get in here. We love it. I got important things to do. Oh
It's like
man.
that episode of Family Guy. It's like there's this fat kid. I gotta hit golf balls at him.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man. Oh, Family Guy. I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since I had cable, and I haven't had cable in over a decade.
I don't know if anybody has cable anymore. All these streaming things, there's a different one for every channel now. You gotta have 25 streaming services just to watch everything.
Tell
It's
me
out
about
of
it.
control. Oh, P.S. When is the adaptation of Alone Together coming?
The adaptation.
Yeah, when are they gonna make a show on this book,
Um,
man? It's ripe for the picking.
if you could tell me a person who would be willing to pick it up, you let me know, and I will absolutely
Oh
reach
man,
out to them.
wouldn't that be cool though?
Yeah,
Oh, it would make
look,
such a good. What would you? Would you rather have there be movies or a show?
I think because it's going to be 12 books, it would have to be a show.
Yeah.
And honestly, now that I've broken it out to seasons.
Yeah.
It would just follow the seasons, right? Like
Oh
so,
yeah, heck yeah,
first four
dude.
books would be season one.
Yes, it'd be so cool. Let's see. Molly said we started a server where we just buy cheap DVDs from Goodwill and upload them. No more streaming. I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
Brit-
there was a website for that. It was called Pirate Bay.
yeah, right. That's true. Uh, oh, here we go. Brittany wants to know who you would cast in your roles.
Yeah, she asked that because she knows I don't know actors very well.
Is
Um,
this your wife?
this is my wife.
I
Yes.
thought, yeah, I was to say, Brit. Okay, then
Um,
she's stirring the pot. Let's see if you can remember any actors or actresses you would want
I
in
think
there.
Roland would be played very well by Tom Hardy.
Ooh, okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wouldn't want to dive into any of the other characters
Hmm.
too beyond. Yeah, I think that's the only one I can name right off the top of my head. I'm sure if I sat there and looked around a little bit, I could figure out somebody to play Dylan.
Oh yeah,
Which, by the way, is who I'm dressed as today. So,
there we go. You could just play him yourself.
yeah, there we go. I mean, I did base a lot of his like initial thoughts on that, and I'm sure you're familiar with Jan, also another horror author.
Oh yeah, yep, yep.
Some very popular novellas.
Oh yeah.
He reached out and gave me his thoughts on Dylan, and I thought it was very funny because I don't think he knew that I based him so heavily off like my own experiences.
Oh
So when
really?
he told me some of his feedback, I'm like, "Oh man, you would have hated to serve with me."
That's awesome. Oh man. Oh, there we go. Dylan and Roland were Molly's favorite, but Dylan steals the show in book 2. All right, I like that. Since I'm about to get into book 2. And yeah, I like this here. Mark said all of us could be in this. We could all be zombies. We could all be.
Yeah. Hey,
You'd
I
have a
love
whole
that about
army of
George.
zombies ready to go.
I love that. That's what George A. Romero used to do. I would absolutely do that if I ever had the opportunity, and I would write that in the contract. Like, I get to pick the extras that play all the zombies. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
list everybody I know.
Heck yeah. And then you would have to be in every movie. There we go. Just like how Stephen King shows up in every movie, you'd have to do it too. There you go.
Of course,
See,
more
we're all signing up now. All right, we're at the 30-minute mark. So first, let's make people wait just a little bit longer. Let's go through and show book cover 1 and 2 real quick. So of course I already showed this earlier, but here is the cover for book 1. Fantastic. And then I've got book 2 here. Let me make sure I don't accidentally show the one for book 3. Let me make sure I show the right one here. Come on. Where's it at? Yes, here it is. Let me make sure I put it up.
Yep.
So here comes book 2. Let me see how I want to do this. Let's do... Nope. Hold on. Almost there, people. Oh, that's as much as it lets me zoom in. Lame. Lame. All right. Well, the other ones will look. When I show book 3, it'll be bigger. But there's the cover for book 2, Factions. Fantastic. All right. I had to progress. You have to see all the covers because they're all awesome.
And you have to understand that, like with all the covers, I hide things in them. They're not just general art.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Look at so much going on in there.
You see areas in there, and factions by itself. You know, I tell people all the time, like, if you're just generally reading the story, you're probably not picking up on everything. But I laid out all the factions that you encounter through the rest of the series in book 2. You just got to pay attention to like the little details. And I tell people all the time, like, if you think that my prologues are odd, it's for a reason. If you think the end chapters are odd, it's for a reason.
There you go. All right, let me see. All right, you may have to wait a second, people. Hold on. Because, all right, let me get rid of this. And let's try... Window? Yes. No.
In the meantime, I also have Roland's rifle behind me. Everybody.
Oh yeah, show that. While I try to figure out how the heck to do this. Why it's not showing up.
It's too bad Christopher's not on, because he'd probably sit here and judge my build on it. I got my nice little light with...
Oh man, look at that thing.
On it. I have a beautiful optic. I pretty much built the rifle that I wish I could have had when I was serving, because I was like, man, I hated everything that I got issued, so I just built what I wish I could have had at the time period. And then, you know, if you read the first book and you talk to, or you pay attention to like what Roland's carrying the entire time, I pretty much just gave him my loadout.
I love it, man. All right, so we do have a little snafu. I can show it, but I'm just gonna have to show the cover and not the cool graphic you had behind the cover, because for some reason it won't show up. So I just looked up the cover a different way, which is fine. It just says book 3. I mean, obviously we know it's book 3, so it's okay. It's okay. All right, here we go, people. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Oh, I didn't time it quite good. But anyway, here we go. Boom. Look at this, people. Look at it. Let me zoom it in a little bit. This is all Alone Together Hostiles. How freaking cool is that? Now, how did you come up with this? Well, I guess you probably can't say too much without spoiling, huh?
I can go into it a little bit for you guys. So there's obviously elements from the first 2 novels in it, which, you know, is one of the petals.
There we go.
The big thing about book 3 is that escalation of the sci-fi element and really solidifying that this is not just a generic zombie story. I make it very clear, even with like little conversations that the characters are having, that these aren't zombies. They don't refer to them as zombies throughout the novel. And they're seeing an evolution happen. But with that evolution, they're also starting to see different things around the world changing. If you're familiar with book 1, you know Roland had a very unusual experience when he was walking back to his house. I'm not going to say any more about that. That was not just a random detail. That meant something, and you're going to see more of that. You'll notice that characters examine bugs very closely. And again, not a random detail. That is very important for what's happening. And those elements are here in the cover. So obviously, I always hide a new character in my covers. So there's a character that wasn't present. There's a scene that happens that is represented in one of these. And then there's 2 big changes represented in the petals as well. So that's all I'm going to say on that, because you got to read the story to find out what it is. And obviously, the flower very important to book 3 and book 4.
Oh man, so cool. I mean, let me just show you some of the people are loving the cover. Let's see. Let me go all let me go all the way back. All right. Official OEM said beautiful with a little scream. Uh, I love your wife's comment here. I'll just let you read that.
Okay. You want me to say it for you, Doc?
Josh says nice. Corleg says yo. Everybody's loving the cover, man. It's fantastic. Now, I do want to know, like, because you're such a planner and you plan things out, I'm curious with these covers, how many did you have kind of planned out in your head ahead of time? Or was it like, have you just done like one cover at a time and then came up with the next one? Or have you had the idea for this cover before like you wrote it, or did it come with each book?
So what I do is I have a general idea when I start each novel, and then what I do is I try and pick apart what would be an interesting element that wasn't going to give anything away for it. But once you read the story, you can come back to the novel and be like, I know exactly what all this represents, and I understand why it's included. Like book 1, we'd covered it, right? It starts in Tallahassee.
Yep.
You have the Tallahassee skyline. That's not that deep of
Right,
a
right.
in fact. Factions, it has the 2 main antagonists introduced on the cover, so you can figure out who they are as you're reading it, and then line up that scene that's in the center. That's a very important scene that happens, and it comes back in one of the other novels because it introduces somebody else later in the series, so that scene is very important for that moment. So with this, I was like, okay, well, I need to introduce the new person. So I absolutely do that. I had to introduce the new elements, and there's a bunch of new elements. And then I wanted to include a scene that you could come back and like, I read that scene. I remember that moment. And that scene's represented.
Ah, so cool, man. And Ellen makes a great point. She says she loves that you always reward the readers that pay attention. I think that is so cool. I love when authors take care of their readers that way. I mean, you do so many little things in general, but even just with the cover, like that's just awesome. As a reader, when you love a story, you love a world, you love an author and their books, when you see stuff like this, it just makes you be on board even more and to tell people about it. So just that you do all the little things, my friend, and that's why you're doing so well.
I appreciate it. I mean, I really enjoy that. And, I went back and forth when I wrote book 1 on my prologue. And I'll tell you, anybody who's unfamiliar with book 1, I received the most mixed feedback on my prologue. And it's
Really?
because it's a
I
split
like the
prologue.
prologue.
I like it. A lot of people enjoyed it, but that's where I got the most criticism. And I
Huh.
understand it, right? It's a split prologue for anybody who's not familiar with what that is. It's basically 2 short stories in there. First one is just like what you would expect from a normal prologue. It gives you some big reveal, and then you have to read through to try and figure out what's going on. But the other part is essentially news stories, right? And it's like you're
Right.
sitting there reading through either social media posts or you're watching the
Yeah.
news. And that's important to the story, especially in book 1, because you're seeing some of those stories. You can kind of start piecing a part of the timeline together. But I want you to experience it as the reader as if you don't know what's going on either. So you don't have that omniscience of knowing something's happening. You're learning with the characters. And I hid smaller elements for the series in that prologue in those news reports.
Ooh.
So there's a short story that I wrote that's going to show up in a anthology called Body Cam from Slaughterhouse Press. It'll be coming out sometime, I think, next year, but don't hold me to that. And it takes one of those news stories and it shows you the police that responded to that element,
Oh,
and you see it from their body cam perspective, essentially.
that's
So you
awesome.
can see what was happening in reality, but when you read it in the story, in Alone Together, all you know is that the police used unnecessary force. It caused a riot, and then people thought that it was racially motivated. But you see it from the police perspective on the body cam, and it's a completely different story when you see it from that end. There's an element that I'm going to let you know if you haven't read book 1 yet. If you pay attention to the prologue, you will not be surprised what happens in Hostiles because I introduced somebody in that prologue that is very important for book 3 and book 4. So again, that prologue, as weird as it is, sets up the series very well.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love the way that you did that. Like you said, it was cool to kind of like, well, it did two things for me as a reader. One, like you said, I kind of figured things out and it kind of built up, what was going on. But it also built like the sense of dread, where then like all this crazy stuff's happening, and then you get dropped in with the characters, and it's like, oh gosh, you don't know what's coming around every corner. So I think it was well done, my friend. I liked it a lot.
I appreciate it, man. Really.
And Mark, go for it, man. Binge book. They're bingeable reads. Do it. Do it. I agree. And then yeah, then there'll be more of us that can talk about it, and I'll read book 2 as well. And yeah, Keys, that's the problem, right? So many books to read, not enough time. But this one is worth your time, my friend. Let's see. And yeah, Molly agreed. Loved how that's done. Yep. Lucas Clay. He always has the best ways to say hello. Spit in my mouth. I mean, hey guys. He always says something wild like that. And Tobias Youngblood's here, another awesome indie author. Writes some urban fantasy if that's your jam. He writes some cool stuff. Added to the TBR, that's what I like to hear. So this cover, man, is amazing. You had to be so excited when you saw this one.
I was, and I went through so many different iterations with it. So, full disclosure, I don't use AI in my covers, and I don't use it in my writing. But I will use AI in promotions and my concept art. So I have a phenomenal artist who's out of country that I do my official artwork with. And I sketched up first because I'm a mediocre drawer, gave him the general idea, and then I put a couple elements through a generative AI. I said, this is kind of what I'm going for. Here's the colors. Here's where I want certain pieces. And we went back and forth on that. It was great watching it slowly come to life. And it feeds very well into the blurb that goes into the back as well. Like they feed off of each other. So there's a lot happening in this cover, even if it seems a little bit more simplistic than the previous two. And if you're okay, I'm just going to read the blurb for everybody.
Yeah, dude, do it up.
Kill, breed, evolve. The infected have a cycle, and it's changing everything. 3 months after Captain Dylan Hawkins and Roland Donovan secured the survivors in Tallahassee, the rules of survival are shifting. It was hard enough when the infected only wanted to tear you apart. Now they're adapting, and every mutation, the line between humanity and monstrosity grows thinner. But the sane are just as dangerous. A radical change on the planet is fanning the flames of fanaticism. Survivors are fleeing and falling victims to the fanatical demands. Survivors are being forced to choose sides, and whispers of rebellion are echoing through the ranks. With winter closing in, threats are pressing in all directions. Dylan and Roland have to face impossible choices. Which battles are worth fighting, and which lives are worth the cost? In a world that refuses to stop evolving, survival may no longer be enough.
Very nice. I love it, man. That's some good stuff. I think now I figure out how I could have shared the one that you had, because I just figured out how to get what you were just reading to show up. So
No.
not that this does a lot of good now, but
No worries.
there it is.
And see, it's too small for a good to read anyway, so it's
I
okay.
know it is. It is. Well, and especially if people are on their phone, nobody's seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna keep this beautiful cover. We're gonna keep it up, but we're gonna go like this. All right. So there we go. All right. So the cover is fantastic. They're gonna look all so awesome together. I can't wait to see that spine thing now with the columns as well. That's pretty cool. If you guys weren't here earlier, the spine of his books have a column on them, and as you go book to book, the column crumbles and gets more messed up as you go when you have them lined up. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. The little things, like I said, man, the little things.
I want somebody to be proud of having it on their shelf. I mean, look, it's a big thing to support an author, and if you're going to put the money forward to get a physical copy, either paperback or a hardcover, I want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth, not just in the content of the story, but I want you to look out at your shelf and enjoy having it there. And I know, like, for example, Molly, she shares pictures of her bookshelf all the time, and her bookshelf's awesome. I want her to look at that and be like, that's a really cool novel to have up there, and it adds to the artistic display to it. If you're a writer, you're an artist, and I just want you to feel like you're actually getting a piece of art when you get it.
Heck yeah, man. I love that because I feel like spine art is not used enough. People don't realize how awesome it is and how, I mean, plus, if you're at a bookstore and you see some sweet spine art, it's going to make you want to grab it even more just to pull out to read it. So it has double help. It helps you in more ways than one. Um, Josh loves the blurb. He said, "OMG, this sounds amazing. Can't wait to read it." There you go. And Lucas wants to know audiobooks incoming.
So I struggle with audiobooks. I love them. In fact, that's how I got introduced to Dark Bloom was through audiobook first. Um, I did it with A Fold to Extinction, which was my first novel. And I'm not going to lie, if you're looking at my first novel and thinking that that's a good place to start, the audiobook is what I consider the preferred way to experience the novel. That being said, I just haven't figured out the demand for it. So it never really took off. You could say that maybe I haven't figured out the marketing. Maybe that's a part of it. But it just wasn't there for me. So given, I finally got to the point where I'm breaking into making a profit on novels, which
Yeah.
is difficult enough to do.
That's
Sorry for anybody who's not
that's
here.
amazing, man. No,
Yeah.
that deserves a little bit of work.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Do a lost, like a what's the term? I just didn't want to sink the price into it without seeing
Yeah.
the demand
Oh yeah.
first. I do get asked this from time to time, but again, if I go back and I look at like what is actually working, the audiobook just hasn't done it. So the other part of it is consistency. Now there are phenomenal voice actors out there,
Yeah.
but I have a lot of characters, and some of the characters don't play major roles until later in the series. Um, I don't want to give away any significant ones, but I wouldn't want them to make the mistake of having a particular inflection to a character, and then in the next novel you're like, who is this? Because it's changed so drastically. Um, so I do worry about things like that. Maybe if I had a large team that was consistent to do the entire series, but then we're talking 12 books, and that's a
Right.
big demand. So maybe one day in the future, but I don't see it in the foreshadowing as of right now.
Yeah. That's fair, man. Definitely fair.
I'll also say
Um,
that, sorry to interrupt you, but
oh no, go ahead.
I'm a big fan of DJ Malay's The Remaining series. There's a lot of
Oh, me too.
similarities between my series and his.
hmm Yeah.
Uh, and I won one of his novellas through audiobook, and I hated it only because the characters were not the way I portrayed them in my head.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah. I could see that
Yeah,
happening.
it's one thing if you start a series and it's all
Right.
audiobook.
It's always like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I already had these characters built up because I read.
hmm
He has, I think he's at 12 as well, and it's still
Yeah.
going. And this was like my 15th book from him, and I was like, oh no, you ruined all these characters with this voice
Right.
actor.
Because that's what you're always going to hear in your head now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
totally.
didn't think about that. Yeah, because I've read his first 4 or 5 books, and yeah, I better not do any of the audio then, because that'll mess with me too.
Don't
Oh
get me
man,
wrong, the voice actor did a
right.
great job, but
But
I
but
had
if it's not what you picture, yeah, it throws it off.
the
Yeah,
same thing with
no,
movies, right?
yeah, it's true. It is true. Um, let's see. Molly said that's a nice mug. I think she's referring to this bearded book meest mug right here that you can get in the bearded book meest, the bearded book meest merch store. Unless she's talking about this one right here, this Java the Hutt mug.
I
I'm
think it was,
guessing she's
I think it
talking
was the
about.
first. It was
I think
definitely.
it's the first one. I think it's the first. Man, let's see. We got. Yeah, there is the cheaper option. The royalty share option. That is always there. More and more people are doing that, but yeah, I mean, you gotta do what's working. And right now, if you're making a profit, I'd say you're on the right path. Let's see. Molly talked a little bit about royalty share. Yeah, yeah, because you don't have to put any money down, which helps. And then if you make anything from it, you split it. You know, so that is something to think about. Is if more people keep asking you about it. And yeah, Rod here, I'm with you. An author who watches cash flow and profit, brilliant. There you go. Let's see. Am I hearing hints of devious audio publication? All right, all right, all right.
Look, it's funny having those two back to back because I read Rod's short story, The Hero.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't want to say it, his flash fiction, excuse me.
Mhm.
His flash fiction, The Hero, in the interview I did with him, and I did the voice acting for it. And I also thought about just
Oh
doing it
really?
myself.
You did? That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you go out there and listen to it. Rod
I'm
wrote
gonna.
a phenomenal flash fiction story, and I really connected to the characters, which is why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but I had to go back and fix so many things, and that's a really short story, and it still isn't perfect. So I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine trying to do one novel, let alone 12 of them back to back. But
Oh
maybe,
yeah. That's so
maybe I
true.
can enlist all DVS and like hold them at gunpoint and make them be the voice actor for me.
There you go. Yeah. See, you got a whole crew. And Blake's confused here. He says, "Wait, we're supposed to make a profit."
I don't want
That
to
is
hear. He's a
how it
phenomenal
goes.
author.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you're killing it, dude. You've got amazing things going on, and like I said, this cover is just mind blowing. It's gorgeous, dude. So, congratulations on this and all the success and everything that you got going on. So did we talk about everything you wanted to say about the series? Because I know we talked about some, but I don't know if you mentioned everything you wanted to.
Yeah, I can do a quick highlight because I got some information I want to pass on to everybody who's, especially if they're caffeine addicts like myself. So, 12 book series. Every 4 books is essentially a season. So, your fourth book in each one will be a big climax leading on to the next one. All the factions for the entire series have been laid out, even if they're not prominent in season, or yeah, I'm going to say just say season one.
Mhm.
Even if they're not prominent, they've been laid out to some degree. So you shouldn't have any big surprises. Like you're not going to have aliens invade or something like that. They've been introduced at this point. With that being said, you have to stay among the living. So I call my readers my survivors. So if you want to stay among the survivors, you're probably going to need caffeine. So I want to let you know right now, if you like caffeine, you like energy drinks, you like shakers, you're a big workout person, I'm sponsored by Dubby, and you can go out there, order their drinks, order their stuff, and use SS Fitzgerald, get a discount code. So that's my little perk for you guys. Thank you guys for
Nice.
sitting through this with us. And I
Very
will also
cool.
just remind you again, my media team, they're going to get these cool boxes when they do their unveiling, and they're going to get sponsor codes for our DVS merch site. So if you want cool sweaters, cool DVS gear, you're going to get a discount code from them. So stay tuned on watching them as well.
Sweet. A lot of good things going on, people. This is the live stream to be on. So keep an eye on. Remember, in the description, I've got all his books linked. I'll throw in the Crafty Bookstore link as well after this. I've got Sean's website linked. I've got DVS's website. I cannot talk. Website linked.
I'm
And
so nervous about the new books.
oh man, I know. I just keep looking at that cover and then I become speechless. I'm telling you. So a lot of good things. So keep an eye on everything. Where can people find you on the socials? Where are you at on social media?
Yes, I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm on Facebook, not super active down there. I am on Instagram, which don't forget, I have my book giveaway going on right now, so you can go to Instagram, interact with that post that's up there.
Yes.
Tell me which book you want, because again, you don't have to win the newest book if you haven't started the series. You can win book one and then get into the series that way.
Love it.
Substack is my primary source for updated information. I use Substack as my newsletter. So please go out there, subscribe. And again, there's a second entry opportunity there if you go to my pinned post and comment, I want to survive, and you'll be entered 2 times for that book giveaway. Increase your chances to win it.
Heck yeah. Very nice. And most important link I have down below is the pre-order link for the beautiful book you see right there, Alone Together Hostiles. So make sure to check that out and pre-order. And then if you haven't caught up yet, grab book 1 and 2 and get caught up. So when is Hostiles releasing? When is it coming out?
Hostiles will release in all formats on June 15th.
Ooh.
So you have some time getting out there, and that also gives Blake a little bit more time because he needs to get all the formatting side done. Because if you don't know, Blake has a phenomenal service where he actually has his own printing press. I go through
Oh,
him for his services, and he's done a phenomenal job on my
that's
work.
awesome.
So I really appreciate him out there. So Blake, you got to get out there and get it because my media boxes need my hardcovers.
Get to it. That's right. Yes, Molly, I know it's so sad, but luckily I haven't read book two, so I have something more to read in this world still. But for those of you that are caught up, hang in there. uh, let's see. Um, Rod said that you did a great job on the reading of the hero, and that audio is tough. So there you go. Let's see. And then official OEM is pre-ordering. Boom. There we go.
Awesome.
Awesome
And
people supporting you here.
I just want to put this out there. I mentioned it before. I think it might have been when you and I first chatted. I hide little things inside my Alone Together series that are call outs to certain people. Some of the DBS authors, they'll have little things nodded
That's
to
cool.
them. But I've mentioned that some of the things that are personally related to the characters are people outside, and I think it's been long enough. I didn't want to mention this prior because it was very recent, but one of the call signs is Viper for some of the main characters. So the unit is based loosely on a real unit that's in there, but the call sign is fictional. In the sense that it's not really a Florida call sign. It's actually a call sign from a Special Forces unit. And a very dear friend of mine, she was married to an American hero. So his call sign was Viper. So Joe Pepin, I have his memorial patch out there. He's memorialized in all my novels
That's
in that
awesome.
little call out way. So, if you know some cool people out there, you might be able to catch some of the little Easter eggs that I hide in Alone Together.
That's cool, man. Just icing on the top of why you are an author. People should be following and reading the books and checking out your stuff, man. That's what a tribute that is. I think that's pretty awesome, dude. Very cool stuff. Very cool. Um, well, let's see. Did we hit everything? I know we had a lot of things we want to talk about. I don't want us to forget anything. Is your
I,
list all crossed off? All the
I
important
think
things?
I think so. I can go through it again.
One more time from the top.
From the top. Okay, let's start over. Chris,
Oh man, that's
thank you so
awesome.
much for having me. Thank you
Oh
for
yeah, man.
doing the cover reveal. Everybody out there, I really hope that you're enjoying the art. Again, if you get the hard covers, this is not me pushing it, but you do get a little bit extra. You get the short
Mhm.
stories. If I have art associated with it, it comes in the back of those hard covers. My media team, you guys are going to get some special versions of the art that hasn't been released anyplace else yet. So you'll be the first ones to get that to look forward to. I'm very excited about it. So please go out there and I get it, reading can be expensive, but I'll always let you know that if you follow me, I work with my readers as much as I can. I push out free stories, and I give away novels and audiobooks all the time. So go out there, just share our stuff, and be an active member of the community. And don't forget, we also have that nonprofit supporting children with Dark Veil Society through Walpurgis Words for Literacy. Blake, I'm going to forever curse you for naming it that because I can't pronounce it.
That is a tongue twister for sure. And I'm with Molly here. Get the hardcovers, people. And if you want to sign one, I'll put the link for Crafty Bookstore down below. And yeah, I'll put the link for the nonprofit as well. I'll get with you and we'll figure that out so I can put it in the description box for
Yeah.
people. Tell people about your YouTube channel too, man.
Oh yeah, it's just a little side project I do.
It's
I also
fun.
host my own podcast. It's called Birds with Words. I'm on YouTube and it also posts on my Substack. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, I only post monthly, so I don't harass you guys in your emails. But it also comes out there. I'll do interviews, and I'll say this: Christopher Michaels, he is another Dark Veil Society author. We are doing a dissection of the movie Aliens next month,
Oh,
and we're
that's
taking
cool.
apart all the tactical mistakes that they make from two different veterans' perspectives.
That's
So
awesome.
that's for Alien Day for LV
Yep.
426. That's next month. So it'll be coming out at the end of this month. Get out there, check it. I do some theatrics in the front of it, so you get to see me in my Colonial Marine armor and my
Oh, that's
post rifle
awesome.
that I built. Big cosplay person. So see all that, and we have some other really cool things coming out later in the year. Like I'm meeting Molly. We're doing our dissections of our novels, and then Sean Juste and Michael are going head to head. Excuse me, Christopher Michael are going head to head on a creature feature, and we're going to talk about what creature in popular media is the ultimate creature. So don't forget to tune into that and see which one wins. We know it's going to be the xenomorph, but we have to go through the formalities of it. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you got to do the process, but that's awesome. So I'll link the YouTube channel down below as well. Go subscribe so that when all those things come out, you'll get an alert and it'll show up on your feed. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. BookPod is here. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
heck yeah.
Heck yeah, season 2 coming out. She has some awesome interviews, way better than mine. So if you like what I do here, you're really gonna like what she does. So check out her stuff as well. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right, there we go. Xenomorphs for life.
Xenomorphs for
That's
life.
what she's talking
And,
about.
hey, since we're talking YouTube, if anybody wants to go out there and subscribe right now, my trailer for Hostiles is probably dropping in the next
yes.
couple of minutes, so you'll get to see that. I like to make my own trailers as well, so
Yeah.
everything you see is going to be Sean's version of art going out there, and I hide things in my trailers too. So
Ah, dude.
nobody has caught the radio transmission that I personally did yet, so I'm waiting for somebody to point that out.
Ooh, I'm going to watch it right after. We tried to do that for Factions, you remember? And then it
Yes.
like copyrighted me, and it's like the person who made it was on the channel when I showed it. Like, why am I getting copyright striked for this? This is so dumb. That was so frustrating.
Yeah, I can't speak for that.
I know. It's insane. So everybody go check that out. That's another great reason to go over there and subscribe and check out the trailer. His trailers are awesome, so definitely do it. Let's see. Tim said Saffron is awesome from the book pod there, but Chris has a beard. That is true. And then she said she also has a beard, but she shaved it. So, I mean, you know, it's... And Ellen agrees with me. The trailers are awesome. They are very good. So, everybody, there's a lot to do now. You got to go do the giveaway. You got to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow him on all the social medias, check out the website. There's a lot you can do. Go to Substack, and I have a lot of links to put in now because you're an even more busier man than I knew.
I didn't want to overwhelm you by like sending you one message with like
Oh
50
man,
things.
it's awesome. They're all good things. We got to get them in there. So let me make sure. We just had a couple more comments pop in. Jasper Renwick, better late than never, my friend. But we're getting ready to sign off. But we're glad that you're here. Thanks for coming in, man. So anything else you want to talk about? If I give you the floor before we go, any last minute things, anything that's gonna pop in your head that we didn't talk about? I think we got everything.
I think we got everything. I mean, I could just start taking off my uniform right now and start giving you guys a hint at the hidden artwork that some people are going to get, but it's on my back, so you guys aren't going to get it. So sorry, guys.
Tease, man.
That's what I'm here for. That plus Sean Tuesday is going to watch this and get really excited about me taking off my clothes.
He is. He's right now. He's zooming in on the left side of the screen.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, thanks for coming on, man. This was a blast. It always is. And like I said before, anytime you have a new book come out, anytime you need me for anything, I'll be there, man. I'm excited for you. You're rocking it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And, you know, I always like to sign off by saying stay frosty. So stay frosty, guys.
Stay frosty. I like it. Tim, he's got a nice thing for this SS strip show. Oh, and Saffron usually has to pay for this. Free this time. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody in the live chat. You guys were fantastic. And everybody watching on replay, we appreciate you. Make sure to check the description for all the links, all the exciting things going on. Enter the giveaway and go to Sean's YouTube channel and watch the trailer and subscribe so that you can see all the fun things he's got planned. But for now, we will leave you. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, as always, devour your TBRs. Be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be